Whenever I arrive somewhere, whether it is unfamiliar or a place I have visited many times, I begin searching. Not for the grandest view or the picture everyone else has already taken. I am searching for a story. I have never gone into nature looking only for the biggest story. I have always been drawn to the smallest ones. Over the past few years, my appreciation for nature has become something deeper. The trees no longer feel like scenery. The animals are no longer simply subjects for my camera. They are lives, each moving through this world with a purpose of its own. The more closely I look, the more I remember that we are not separate from any of this. We are creatures of this planet too. Water reminds me that life was never meant to remain still. It moves around what it cannot move through. Falls, gathers, rises, and begins again. Maybe peace does not come from knowing exactly where the path leads. Maybe it comes from trusting that movement can carry us somewhere new. When I watch a bee disappear into a flower, I think about all the quiet work taking place around us. Something so small can help us sustain an entire world without asking for recognition. It makes me wonder how many lives have been changed by kindness that receive no applause. A smile, a patient word, a hand offered at the right moment. The smallest acts can travel farther than you will ever know. Nature does not seem interested in conformity. No two trees reach for the sky in exactly the same way. No river flows a perfectly straight line. No flower apologizes for blooming differently. Perhaps we were never meant to live inside boxes either. Perhaps what makes us different is the gift we were meant to bring. I do not look for beauty only in the obvious. My eyes are drawn towards the things people pass without noticing. A flower leaning towards the light, a drop resting on a leaf, a dandelion growing where no one invited it to be. We call it a weed. I see resilience. Something delicate, refusing to disappear. Maybe beauty has never been rare. Maybe we have simply become too busy to notice it. When I watch a snake move quietly through the trees, I am reminded how quickly we fear what we do not understand. But nature does not create villains, it creates balance. And when a snake sheds what no longer fits, I wonder what I may still be carrying, simply because it once belonged to me. Growth sometimes asks us to release an older version of ourselves. There is something sacred about being in a place like this. I do not believe spirituality must always be found inside of a building or explained perfectly through words. Sometimes it is beneath the canopy of trees. Sometimes it arrives in the roar of the ocean. Whatever name we give it, the creator, the universe, the presence behind all things, I feel it most clearly when the noise inside me becomes quiet. In those moments, I do not feel separate from creation. I feel held by it. Maybe freedom is not always about where we are. Maybe it is remembering that we are given wings of our own. For me, the camera is part of that freedom. It allows me to share the world the way I see her. To take something that might have gone unnoticed and gently say, "Look again, there is beauty here. There is life here. There is meaning here." I believe each of us has been given something to share. For me, it is the way I see. I do not know how many people will watch, but purpose is not always measured by the size of an audience. If one person slows down, breathes deeper, and feels less alone, perhaps that is enough. Birds seem to belong to two worlds at once. They rest upon the earth, yet when the moment comes, they trust the wind enough to leave the branch. The chipmunks gather for a season they cannot yet see. They do what they can today and trust it will carry them through tomorrow. Faith sometimes looks like that. Continuing to move, believing our steps still matter. We spend so much of our lives searching for something extraordinary. But what if it has been here all along, quietly moving, quietly growing, waiting for us to slow down and look closer? Because when we notice the movement of a wing, the life within a flower, or the reflection resting on the water, we begin to understand the greater picture. The little things teach us how to see. And when we finally become still, when we finally look up, we realize they were never little at all.